Hello, and welcome to the channel. It's catching up now. Now we're getting some viewers. Howdy, folks. Sorry it took me so long to go live. We've been talking. I'm only 30 minutes late. Should be live on X and 3 YouTube channels right now. Yep. We is live on X.
We is live on
weird.
X. That was me.
Oh, it's all sideways on X. I don't like that. Howdy, folks. If you're watching this on X right now and you'd like a better perspective, we're live streaming on YouTube, and it's probably coming a lot clearer here. Tucson, please suck. What's up, man? So, who here remembers the last live stream that we had with Vladimir?
I do.
Yeah, I remember too. I do. Well, there's been some updates and some developments, and he's gotten quite a bit of footage that from the recent court date that he had that I'll link in the description of this video when we're done live streaming. We may end up watching some of it. I don't know. I want to try to keep this live stream between like 30 minutes and an hour so it's more digestible for people and more people will view it so we can piss off Rachel Mitchell. Rachel Mitchell and what's her boyfriend's name?
Paul Stout.
Paul Stout. Rachel Mitchell and Paul Stout. If either of you are watching and you'd like to come up here and defend yourself at all, I did post on X that was available. So, you know, I don't want anybody thinking that you're being held from, giving your 2 cents or all that good stuff. You have an avenue to speak if you'd like it. I know you won't take it, but I just want to make sure that it's offered. But yeah, the last time, that we were live with Vladimir, we were explaining how the county attorney's fiance filed a injunction against harassment against him and then used the FBI and the county sheriffs to deliver this injunction. And on the injunction, there were things like you can't post mean things basically online about him, and that he had to give up his fucking guns over some civil shit. And there's been development since then. So that's why we're going back live so he can fill you in, because you guys got to remember Maricopa County, the prosecutorial agency is, I believe it's the third largest prosecutorial agency in the United States as far as the flow of cases that it handles, the amount of crime that it sees. So we're not talking about some podunk town. We're talking about number 3 in the United States for prosecutorial agencies. So this is a big deal that the county attorney that is running this agency is using her boyfriend or fiance to attack this man. That's a big fucking deal right there. I don't know if you understand the gravity of that. The entire United States, like they have, they rank themselves on how much crime passes through, how much money they spend, how many lawyers they have, how many prosecutors, judges. You know what I'm saying? All those things come into play in the legal realm. And Maricopa County, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is number 3 in the whole United States. That's a big fucking deal. And the woman that runs it all is using her boyfriend to attack this man. I wanted to say it twice for those of you that are hard of hearing. But I'll let Vladimir explain how things have progressed since then, or what his court date was like. And then if he wants to watch some videos or show some pictures, then we will do that. But this is his show right now.
All right, thank you, Chris. Thank you for the introduction. And let me just say that Paul Stout, who's the fiance or soon to be fiance or whatever the hell he is, he's not just attacking me. He's attacking anybody who's a critic of Rachel Mitchell online. And he was doing it underhanded as a troll. He actually, during the hearing we had a few days ago, he admitted he was a dude named AZ1 Patriot. And he was making raunchy, creepy, just really bizarre comments against fellow Republicans. Just by way of example, there's a lady who her name is Gina Godby here. She was running against Rachel Mitchell in the primary. Nice, normal lady, just works for a living. Was running against Mitchell in the primaries. Mother's Day, she tweets out a message for Mother's Day saying, "Happy Mother's Day, everybody." And Stout, as a troll, AZ1 Patriot, tweets back at Gina, "Your shirt's too tight." And it's just this bizarre, creepy thing for him to have tweeted. He did the same thing with, if you guys know who Abraham Hamadeh is, as AZ1 Patriot, he was tweeting at Abe saying things like, your toilet's backed up. It's a gay reference. That he should change another man's diapers. And they really, yeah, it's weird. They really hate Kerry Lake. They hate the county Republican Party. He called the county Republican Party a bunch of bigots. Anyway, point I'm making here is that he's being used underhanded to attack any one of her critics. But going back to when we last did this podcast or the live stream, I think it was like 3 weeks ago. I found out a couple of days after. So his FBI agent came to my door along with 3 deputies. But before that, they actually got lost. They had gone over to my neighbor's house because they turned off their GPS. They didn't want anybody to know what they're up to. And I talked to my neighbor about it. He tells me that, he has security video of it. So on the security video, and I posted it on YouTube, I posted it on Twitter, you can actually hear the FBI agent going up to my neighbor asking for directions to my house, right? And you can see the 3 deputies in the background. And then the way my neighbor's house is, there's like 100 yards from the street to his house. It's like an infill. And you can see them all walking back to their cars. So why did these FBI agents and MCO deputies turn off their GPS? Why'd they get lost? There's no doubt about it. I mean, you can see it on the video. Then I did what's called Freedom of Information Act request or public records request to get the body cam and the emails between the sheriff's office, FBI, and the county attorney's office. And guess who tells me that they have no records of anything happening that day? That's the sheriff's office. So these deputies, I think it was 3 deputies, came to my house in my living room, stared me down in front of my family, said, "If you don't back off Twitter, you're going to jail," with their hands on their gun in my living room, telling me all that, right? I think you've all probably seen the video of them storming off like the cowards that they are. So how come there's no record of it, huh? There's
That's weird.
It's weird, but it's obvious. It's a black op. So my thinking is that it was a scare tactic. It was a bluff. Do you really need to send an FBI agent and 3 deputies? Like 2 deputies isn't sufficient, or 1 deputy, but 3 freaking deputies to my house with their hands sitting on their gun to try to scare me? I have no record. Like, I have a criminal speeding ticket. I don't think ever, never. I have no criminal record whatsoever. I have a couple of speeding tickets in the last 10 years. That's it. That's literally all I have. And you got to send 5 armed people, 4 armed idiots to my house to stare me down. So it was a bluff. It was a bluff.
I want to point out before you continue, for my viewers and people watching, how important that little detail is, that the FBI and the county sheriff showed up, and they showed up off the record because there is no record of them coming to his house.
Nothing.
Other than the videos that he has. So without the videos, they're ghosts. They didn't show up. And I want you guys to remember that, no shame on Vlad at all, but he doesn't have a presence online. The only thing that he's done with his, the last 22 years of his life is be a lawyer. Okay? The cops have never sent the FBI to my house. They have never tried to get injunctions against harassment. They have never like the shit that they're doing to this guy hasn't even fucking happened to me. So they obviously are afraid of what he's talking about. That's the point I'm trying to impress upon anybody listening and watching is, I've got 300,000 followers online and I've been fucking with the government for years and they ain't never done no shit like this to me. Like this is off the deep end. The FBI coming with the county sheriff and there's no
Off
record
the
of it.
record. Yeah,
Yeah.
off the record.
What the fuck? I just wanted to add that. Continue, please, but I just wanted to make sure that people understand how, because it just kind of sounds like, oh, okay, they come and they served you, but no. This is a civil injunction against harassment served by the FBI and the county sheriff off the record for the county attorney and her boyfriend. Like, yeah, I just wanted everybody paying attention. We got that right. Like that's how. This is real conspiracy. This is real corruption right here in the government. I mean, this is what it really looks like. But yeah, continue, please. I'm sorry.
Can you play the video of them getting lost to my house?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty funny. Do you want me to do it or can you do it?
Excuse me, I got it. Just gotta go to your channel, your page, media.
I think this video tells you all you need to know about who's right and who's wrong, or who's telling the truth and who isn't.
Them getting lost.
How do 4 cops get lost, man? An FBI agent. They have the best technology in the world, bro. How do they get lost?
Supposedly they do.
And the idiot FBI agent was wearing a surf shop shirt. A 50-year-old man wearing a teenager shirt.
Okay. Hold on a second. Oops. All right, folks, we're going to watch the FBI get lost while trying to serve Vlad here with a civil injunction, and they can't find his fucking property. This is the FBI getting lost. Had to ask his neighbor where the address was at. It's quite hilarious. And we ready and play. I know it's kind of hard to hear and it's a really short video, but he says, I'm looking for, and then he says a few numbers, and the neighbor has to tell him where the house is at. These are FBI agents that are walking up in your right-hand screen over there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to play it again. Make sure the volume's all the way up so you can watch. There's 2 sheriffs and an FBI agent right here that all got lost.
I think it was 3 sheriffs.
That's the FBI guy. And then there's, 3. That looks like 3 sheriffs. Okay, yeah, 3 sheriffs in the FBI. Had to come and ask the neighbor where this dude's house is at. I mean, what in the hell?
So my thinking is that it was a bluff, basically. That they figured they came with force, that I would back down because he didn't file. So the FBI agent was supposed to file what's called a return of service within 3 days, but he didn't file it for over a week. And I think he only filed it because I was making fun of him on Twitter. Because the dude's an idiot. The dude's a flat out idiot. And I think he's rogue. I think he's just corrupt and he's rogue.
What was his
And
name? You got his full name, don't you?
Wyatt Storm.
Wyatt Storm. FBI agent Wyatt Storm in Arizona, folks.
Right. And so then after I was making fun of them, I think they felt like cornered and they had to go ahead with the petition. But it was just a bullying tactic. They figure they come with 4 cops in my house, hands on their weapons. He told me, you don't stop attacking Rachel Mitchell on Twitter, you're going to go to federal jail. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. In my living room, not in his living room, not in any of those deputies' living room. In my living room, he was telling me that. With those other 3 deputies, hands in their guns, looking at me like I'm a punk. In my house. Right? Not their house, in my house. And they did it. And then so then he gives me the petition, and then at the back of it, he's reading it to me, and the last 2 pages of it are some federal statute, something about stalking, and he says, goes over this, and that. But in the online copy, in the court copy, those last 2 pages aren't attached. He took that out, right? Because he didn't want anybody to know that's what he gave me. So I figured, okay, I'll get the body cam from the deputies, because every time deputies have contact with a civilian, they have to record it. There's no record of it. I don't even know if those were really deputies, for Christ's sake. They could have been just actors. He could have gone on, clown college and gotten 3 fools to dress up, for all I know.
Did you get their license plates or badge or names or
No,
anything?
they refused to give me their names and badge numbers. So I didn't get any of that. And I figured, well, it's going to be on the body cam anyway, right? But there's no record of it. It was all secret. And so I requested him, but I wanted to tell everybody that it's like, you don't know anything else about what happened. You don't know if I'm right or they're right, if I did something wrong, didn't do anything wrong. Why are they getting lost? Why are they turning off GPS? Why doesn't the sheriff's office have any record of that they were at my house? Why is all that gone? Oh, and then so just take it for granted that Paul Stout is her fiance. He's a private citizen. Why is the FBI agent told me the county attorney's office filled out that petition for him, right? Emails it to the FBI agent for him to serve. But why is the government going out of their way to help a private citizen? Because this is, if he's not married to the lady, he's just a private citizen. It'd be like me arguing with him over, the tree branch over the property line, something like that. Why is the county attorney's office, taxpayer dollars, taxpayer money, helping him out? An FBI agent's helping him out. When I asked the deputies that question, they said, "Oh, he's a politician. It's political or some stupid like that." And anyway,
I want to show your receipts right here of them being there, because you guys, the county is saying that there is no record of these sheriff's officers or this FBI agent showing up at this dude's house. But there's a court case going on from the documents that were served to him while this encounter was happening. So how they don't have any records is mind-blowing when they served court paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And there is this video right here.
Okay, FBI. Why'd the FBI serve the? Are you gonna tell me why the FBI served it? Storm. What was the badge number? Badge number, sir. Storm. Did you say Paul Stout is fiance to Rachel Mitchell, bro? Do you deny it? Do you deny it? Okay, FBI. Why'd the FBI serve the?
So,
but look at that. Look at that picture right there. I don't know if you have it on. That's a man. That FBI agent is a man, what, mid-50s, and he's dressed like a teenager. It's pathetic. He's wearing a surf shop shirt on duty.
Maybe he's not on duty.
Okay, all right. Maybe you're right, but assuming he's on duty.
Yeah, I mean that's really weird, especially oh, we don't have a record of it when they served you
Nothing.
they served you
Nothing.
paperwork, dude. Like what? How do you not have a record of it?
How do you get lost, bro? I mean, how did 4 cops get lost?
So
So, go ahead.
what the FBI was there for is they're serving him with a civil injunction, which is weird to begin with. And it's because he was responding and trolling the county attorney's boyfriend, plaything, boy toy, fiance, whatever terminology you want to use for their weird ass relationship. Um, and the county attorney, in my opinion, is using this plausible deniability person to attack people that have credibility and say negative things about her. Because I've been saying negative things about this bitch for a long time on the internet, and she ain't blocked me or said nothing to me because I'm irrelevant in the legal space. This man has been a lawyer in Arizona for 22 years and does not have a blemish on his record up until recently when he spoke out about some things and was not happy about it. 22 years without a blemish on his record, and if he starts talking about things publicly, the small niche community in Arizona that is lawyers and judges and that kind of shit, they're actually gonna pay attention to what Vlad has to say. They don't give a shit about what I have to say, but they're gonna pay attention to what he has to say because he's got the years of experience to back up and have the credibility with all this. I'm just talking out my butthole when I come online and talk about shit, but you know what I mean? This man, 22 years as a lawyer, that's hard to discredit. That's very hard to discredit.
And I think we
That.
should.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, because I know his wife is watching her, Julia, but so the case that started all this had no issues with any. Been a lawyer for 22 years, spotless record, nothing. But I get appointed a
Just
kid.
avoid words like grape and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Grape.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, YouTube's weird.
I gotcha. Just a court-appointed case. I'm appointed defendant man. Police are framing him, bribing witnesses, all sorts of stuff, faking evidence. So what happens is instead of the judge being an impartial arbitrator between two opposing sides and saying, hey, you're not allowed to frame a witness, or you're not allowed to frame a man, you're not allowed to bribe witnesses, you're not allowed to fake DNA, the judge is fully on the police side to cover up misconduct. And that's when the state bar takes me out. So this gentleman, his name is Jamal Pennington, Arizona Republic wrote a story about it, about how he was wrongfully prosecuted and wrongfully convicted. Well, guess who agrees with me? And guess who agrees with the Arizona Republic? That's the Attorney General of Arizona. The Attorney General, on their own, said that the prosecutor wrongfully convicted an innocent man of something that he didn't do. And since YouTube's rules, I won't say what the charge is, but just think about what's the worst thing a grown man could be accused of doing with an underage female. The man is innocent. He didn't do it. I know he didn't do it. The police knew he didn't do it. The prosecutor knows he didn't do it. The judges knew he didn't do it. Everybody knows he didn't do it. Just happens to be a black kid, right? Now, I'm not, a member of BLM or anything like that. I'm not some radical communist, or I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris or anything like that. But in this particular case, it is true that a black dudes get the raw deal, and nobody looks out for them. Nobody does. I just happen to be looking out for him in this case, and that's why the state bar took me out. And now the attorney general is saying, basically, I was right. The dude is innocent. Or not that, I shouldn't go that far, but that the attorney general said that the prosecutor misstated the case to the jury, and that's why he was wrongfully convicted. That's the Arizona Republic story, yeah.
Yep.
And the Attorney General just filed that, I think last week, saying that they want to overturn his conviction, one of the convictions at least. But anyway, the only reason I went on X or on Twitter in the first place wasn't about me or anything like that. It was about exposing the facts of this wrongful conviction. Because when the state bar came after me, they did it all in secret. They didn't give me a trial like they're supposed to. They're supposed to give me a trial in front of a three-member panel. They didn't do any of that. Because who's going to care? They can do whatever the hell they want. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to know about it. The media's not going to care about it. The media loves Rachel Mitchell. They love her. The mainstream media does, for the most part. There's exceptions. There's Stephen Lemons and Jimmy Jenkins, stuff like that.
You know, one of the most important things that you didn't mention about the Jamal's case is the fact that the victim herself told the court that he did not do what you convicted him of. The victim herself told the court this. Not asked to do. She did this on her own. You know what I mean?
And the only reason he was convicted, and I'm not exaggerating here even a little bit, let me just also say too, Rachel Mitchell knew all about it. There's emails saying that she knows all about this case. I think she was running it. That's why she was coming after me. The only reason an innocent man was convicted was because the prosecutor lied to the jury. She, not exaggerating even a little bit, she falsified his confession. She told the jury he confessed to the victim that he had done what he was charged with doing. It was a complete lie. Total 100% lie. I know it. Everybody knew it. The only people who didn't know was the jury. The judge knew it. The judge didn't do shit. He's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Pennington. Oh, I don't see that. That's the kind of crap these judges pull. That's why we should vote no on all of them. Get rid of all of them.
I agree.
The prosecutor, she's an idiot too, but she just straight up lied. And everybody knows it, and that's the only reason that an innocent man was convicted. And thankfully, there was an attorney general who read, the transcripts and saw it and said, yeah, he shouldn't be, we're going to vacate that conviction. I mean, he's saying that it wasn't intentional. He's saying, oh, she made a mistake. It's like, no, bro. She had that case for 2 years. She knew it inside and out, as much as an idiot can know a case inside and out. She's legit an idiot. But she's a liar. She lied. Can you imagine the cynicism of a person who lies to 12 other people to convict an innocent man of a crime she knows he didn't do? I don't understand how on earth you do that. Like you're victimizing the defendant and his family, obviously, but you're also victimizing that jury. You're making those jurors culpable in a great injustice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's how I think, that's how you think, Chris. That's how normal people think. But what we have to realize is the judges and the prosecutors who work for Rachel Mitchell and a lot of the cops, like what I just said, be like, what's the problem with that? Like, what are you talking about?
Because they're not normal people.
They're psychopaths.
Yeah.
They're total psychopaths.
Yes.
I think Rachel Mitchell is one.
Oh, yeah.
The
Like
only
we were
reason
talking about, you can see the cracks sometimes. Yeah.
She's very vain. And she's a narcissist. But that thankfully came out a couple of weeks ago. And I think it's just a matter of time before he walks free. And I think people, and I'm hoping there's a lot of publicity, not for my benefit, not even for Jamal's benefit, but there's a lot of young men who are sitting in prison who shouldn't be. And there's a lot of other young men who are going to be sitting in prison who shouldn't be.
Well,
but we have a way of exposing it.
I know that there are people listening that have a vested interest, and you're probably going to talk to him when he gets out. So when that day comes, if he wants to come up on my channel and talk about everything that these people have done to him, I will mute my mic and let him lead the way.
It's going to be epic, bro. it's going to be a Netflix series. It'll make the Lincoln Lawyer seem like
It's crazy.
like a like a like a like a children's story. So I hope folks understand what I'm saying here is the cops framed an innocent man. Prosecutors knew he was innocent. The judges know he was innocent. The state bar knew he was innocent. And they were upset at me, this man's defense lawyer, for standing up for him. And that's why they took me out. And then when I go on X to try to spread the word about an innocent man being framed, these goons, 4 freaking goons, turn off their fucking GPS like the moron retards that they are and get lost. So that's what I want to know. Even if you don't have GPS, if you're the FBI, like you're trained in all these counterintelligence, you're supposed to find Russian spies, Chinese spies, Iranian spies, you're supposed to find nuclear freaking bombs hiding somewhere in a field. How do you not find my house even without a GPS? Right? Like you would expect them to have the skills to like shake out a map. Okay, so this is, or maybe to have the skills to see, okay, this is 3-1. Okay, this is this number. And if we go farther north, it's going to be a bigger number. And eventually we're going to find a number that matches the number we're looking for. And that's going to be the house we're going to. Like, how do 4 cops not have that skill? That's what I want to know. That's the freaking police in Arizona. So I requested a hearing, and this dude is insane, man. He's I'm talking about Stout. We had the hearing in front of the judge the other day, and it's a shit show. It's a total shit show. He was just, I uploaded the video to YouTube and to Twitter. There's a lot of it. Is there anything you think I should really talk about, Chris?
Just the fact that he admitted to, the account, one of the accounts that he was trolling you from, and then pretty much dry snitched on himself about another account that he was trolling you from. You know what I mean? Like an idiot. He's like, he told the courts that he deleted his accounts but admitted in paperwork that he was still trolling him on the internet without admitting what account. And like I said, Vlad has a very now it's growing, but at the time he had a very small following, and there was only 1 or 2 other accounts that were saying anything to him directly. So the dude's admitting to trolling from other accounts in his paperwork without actually admitting to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I know a couple of people have asked what my Twitter handle. It's toxic, TOXIKVLAD, 1 letter. But so this is weird. So last year, I'm just making stupid comments about Rachel Mitchell because it's fun. She's easy to make fun of. And somebody starts dogging me really, really hard. At first, I see the name. It's Paul Stout Jr. I remember the name. I look him up. Guy disappears for a while. Then he starts coming back at me, but under a different name, AZJ Paul. And just sending me nasty, nasty tweets. Like, I was assaulted in court once by a client about 5 years ago. He sends me video of me being assaulted, makes fun of me. Calls me a crybaby, makes fun of me for getting suspended or the state bar coming after me. And I just, respond back to him, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea who the hell he is. I figure he works for Rachel Mitchell or he works for the county attorney's office or has some sort of, because he has access to county attorney information, like insider stuff. Randomly, then all of a sudden randomly disappears. Don't hear anything from him. Then I see that the account is deleted. This is in last February. So from November to February last year, this dude was coming after me. Nothing for a few months. Then I'm talking to a lady. Her name is Rachel Alexander. She used to be an attorney. She's a journalist now. And for people who don't know her, she's on Twitter. Do you know her, Chris? Rachel? Yeah. She's awesome. She's awesome. She's salt of the earth. Great journalist, great lawyer, great friend. Her Twitter handle is RACH_IC, I think. Anyway, she tells me the state bar has paid trolls to attack their critics. And I tell her, well, Rachel Mitchell has the same thing. And she goes, oh, really? So I send her the info. And she gets back to me and says, hey, you know who that is? Like, no, I have no idea who the hell that is. She says, that's Rachel Mitchell's fiance. And I was floored. I'm like, what the hell? Like, so when when Paul Stout was dogging me on X, I had like 5 followers. So that's Rachel Alexander. If you're on Twitter, just suggest that you follow her. Even if you're not a conservative, regardless of your political ideology, she's a straight shooter. And she hates the state bar. But so she tells me that Rachel Mitchell's fiance, Paul Stout, was the one who was dogging me. And I'm like, I had like 10 followers at that time. 5 of them were bots. Like one legit follower. Like, why would she be putting in the effort to attack me? It's because it's the same reason that they send the FBI after me, something that's Chris been talking about, because they're afraid of what happened, the cops framing an innocent man. Let me just go back to that for a second. I actually have written records, written proof of the case agent at the time, a lady named Christy DeCuffle, who's now a real estate agent in Georgia, bribing my witness. I had a witness who said my guy was innocent, had nothing to do with the charges. The witness disappears. We randomly find her a few years later. Turns out in the whole meantime, she'd been talking to the case agent. The case agent had been giving her money. I even have the records, written records. This is not just people's words saying it. This is actual Facebook records, Messenger, and GoFundMe proving all that. And prosecutor, the internal affairs, because I called Professional Standards Bureau, Phoenix Police, the judges, the state bar, they're like, oh, we don't know. Huh? They don't even go that far. They're like a blind person. They have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Mitchell is afraid of that kind of stuff getting out, the public finding out. So have no doubt, the police can stop you for whatever they want. You can have a witness say, no, he's not selling drugs. You planted those drugs. Like an upstanding citizen saying, no, they planted those drugs. And you will be convicted because the cops will bribe that witness. Before this case, I never would have thought that. I told my folks about it. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? This isn't the old country. This is America. Everybody's honest here, or mostly honest. No, it's worse because nobody suspects it. They will frame you. Have no doubt about it. They will come to your house and turn off all their cameras and have no records of it and bully you. We have a First Amendment. I can say whatever the hell I want on Twitter or X or whatever. No, you can't. I mean, you can, but you're going to end up in jail.
Right.
They'll shoot you in your.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say they'd end up shooting you in their house if that's what it comes to. You going to say something, Chris?
Yeah, I said it's funny you say turn off your cameras because there's going to be a story coming out about the Mesa Police Department going into a specialty boutique store in Mesa, Arizona, and turning the dude's cameras off and searching his store and arresting him.
Wow.
Yep. And
But
they're trying to kiss his ass right now.
Have you ever heard of the cops bribing a witness? Dude, I'm not joking.
Not direct bribes, but yeah.
You have?
Not like, hey, I'll give you $500. Just like, let me pay for this, or let me pay your rent or something. You know what I mean? Little stupid shit like that. But yeah.
And I think the people should know too that the charges that this gentleman was accused of, that the cop was bribing him for, or bribing a defense witness, that proves he was innocent. It's like the rest of his life in prison.
Yeah.
These aren't small charges. These are stuff that would get him locked up for the rest of his life and never see his family again. But that's what Rachel Mitchell doesn't want out there. And this dude, Paul Stout, wasn't just going after me. Like, I was a secondary target. What he was really doing was going after political targets. So he called, this election recount stuff got really, really nasty. So he's going after a lady named Shelby Bush, He was going after Maricopa County Republican Party, calling them a bunch of bigots in secret, right? And this is something that Stout admitted to on the stand. He's going after Gina Godbeer, really nasty, just nasty, vile tweets all over the place. This is all stuff that he admitted to on the stand. But anyway, he's using AG Paul, deletes it in February. I find out in June that who he is. And another troll, right at that time, goes by the handle Tilden Katz. I guess he's a TV character or something like that. Just comes after me heavy, like super heavy. In a span of maybe 2 months or a month and a half, maybe a month, sends me 700 tweets.
Tweeting the exact same things that Paul Stout was, huh?
That's right. That's exactly right. Exact same stuff. I didn't think it was Stout at first, though, because of what Rachel had told me, Rachel Alexander. I thought it was somebody paid, like it was a paid hack. I thought it was like a former cop or something like that. Then I thought it was Brandon Hilliard, who's chief of staff for Rachel Mitchell. And the reason I thought that was because it was a political account. Like he was really like a political hack. Like I was a secondary. Up until the time he started coming after me, he was really going after Carrie Lake a lot. I guess Rachel Mitchell really hates Carrie Lake. She really hates Abe Hamaday. This is the same account that outed Abe Hamaday as gay. This is also the same account that said, I overheard you coming on to one of your staffers, and staffers in quotes, you know what that means now. And if you, be ashamed if that got out. Political blackmail, right? Political blackmail. We're going to out you as homosexual if you don't stop attacking Rachel Mitchell. So I didn't think it was him. I didn't think he was involved in politics. Eventually, I figured it out somehow. I forget how. But it was Paul Stout, right? Obviously, it was Paul Stout because nobody else cares about what I was tweeting. I had like 50 followers at that point, a few more, half of them just bots, most of them bots. I don't even think you were following me at that point in June.
Well, hold on. Let's be clear. It might not necessarily been Paul Stout that cared. He's the one that was tweeting you, but
Right.
in my opinion, it's Rachel that actually cares. She's just using him as a proxy.
That's true. That's true. So when I say they're the same person, like the same entity. Let's just say same political entity, and it was the most vile stuff I've ever had anybody tweet at me. Like he was saying I had plagiarized, that he had been a law school professor of mine, that I had been caught for plagiarizing, that I had a criminal record, I had a record for domestic violence, that I had bestiality, like sex with my chickens. He said that a few times. He sent me a bunch of videos talking about how much of a badass he is. He wanted to kick my ass because I had gotten my ass kicked in court. I didn't think it was him though, for a long time. And I think the way I figured out it was him, somebody told me it was him. Somebody who knows. There's somebody I know who knows them. And then that person filled me in. And then right after they filled me in, then Katz goes away. Tilden Katz goes away. But I figured out, oh, okay. So this is Paul Stout. And I start looking him up, and I think we had talked about this at the last live stream, and the dude's got quite a bit of a checkered history, right? Mm-hmm. There's that injunction against harassment filed against him in 2007. That did turn out to be him.
Throwing his neighbors on the ground?
Yeah, throws his female neighbor on the ground and then assaults her elderly mother. And then he goes to court and says, this police report I got with me written by Officer Tim. So I go, all right, it'd be nice to look at that report from Officer Tim. So I go to Phoenix Police in person, online, way, way, way back in July, end of July, like July 22nd, to request that report. And guess what report has just disappeared into the ether? That doesn't exist anymore. Like if you listen to that recording, and I have it on my YouTube channel, he's talking about, oh, judge, this report can't get out. It's going to hurt my reputation. This report from Officer Tim that I have with me right here. They talk to this, they talk to that. I'd like to see what the report has to say. It's disappeared. Why is that? Does it have anything to do with Rachel Mitchell? How long have they been together? Those are the kinds of questions I'm just asking and putting on Twitter, on X. Why hasn't Rachel Mitchell said the name of her fiance? On one of her campaign pages, she has, oh, I'm engaged to be married. My fiance is a devout Christian. Doesn't say the name. August 17th, Stefan Lemon is a great guy. He works for, or he's an independent journalist, but he writes for Phoenix New Times. He has a press conference where he asks Rachel Mitchell, is Paul Stout your fiance? And she refuses to answer. That's August 17th. 5 days later, I get served with the injunction. I don't think that's a coincidence. And so just jump back for a second. Way back in June, Rachel Alexander wrote a story on WND.com that Paul Stout was coming after me on behalf of Rachel Mitchell as a proxy. Not just me, but a lot of people. So that's the main question that I'm asking at this time, Chris, and to our viewers, is why won't Rachel Mitchell say he exists? My first question on cross-examination I forget what day it was, the trial was, maybe last Friday or Thursday. My first question to Stout on cross-examination is like, why won't Rachel Mitchell admit you're her fiance? You two live together. He even said that they wrote the petition together, right? She was going to testify on his behalf. She was listed as a witness. Okay, so why won't she list you as her fiance? There's something there. And so he says, I don't know. Or I'm sorry, I think you saw the video, right? But the lawyer objects speculation, or it's irrelevant, and the judge goes along with it. And then Stout says, oh, I don't know. I don't know why she won't say it. So, no joke. This dude who is so offended by me asking questions, I just want to know, why won't Rachel Mitchell admit you exist? Does it have something to do with the children's theater, the youth charity you had back in the day that closed down? Does it have something to do with divorce for less? So public record says that he ran a divorce for less store in Boulder, Colorado for a few years that closed down. So this is the kind of guy who just starts businesses and that shut down randomly for some reason. Like in Colorado and Prescott. He has another thing called Zip Clip Mailer. I have no idea what that is. Some sort of golf shop too. But he's running a divorce store and he's not a lawyer in Colorado. I think that's kind of weird. Maybe it's legit. Maybe it isn't. But there's a reason Rachel Mitchell is hiding him. And he says he doesn't know. I think he does.
Plausible deniability.
I don't know. I mean, it's like you said before, is maybe she intends to use him as, a goon or as a troll. And that's why maybe. But I'm just going to ask. And until she gives an answer, I'm going to keep on asking. And my point is, and I even said this during the trial, is like, look, you want your privacy, Miss Mitchell? I'm down. I don't give a crap about you or your private life. I couldn't care less. But privacy is a shield. It is not a sword. Like if you ever seen Pulp Fiction, you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Like Bring Out the Gimp, right? The dude in the leather. Like he's not like some gimp you can just bring out as a secret weapon when you want to use him and then put him back in his place and say, oh no, now you can't ask me about that. I want to know why you're hiding him. That's all. Maybe it's a legit reason. Maybe it's not. But me asking why are you hiding him is why the FBI came to my house and threatened me. That's why 3 deputies came to my house with their guns on their belt or their hands resting on their weapons, talking down at me in my living room. My living room, not their living room, my living room, talking down at me like I'm a punk. Because I'm asking, why are you hiding him? Why are you using him as a hack? Why are you outing a politician who's trying to keep his sexuality secret? Like, why do you care about that? Why are you weaponizing a person's personal life? That bothers me a lot. It bothers me that the chief law enforcement officer with all this power, the chief law enforcement officer of the county with all this power is a mafia bon, is a mafia dones of
Pretty
sorts.
much.
It's like, if you know that show Dukes of Hazzard, you remember that show from back in the day? Boss Hogg?
Nah, I mean, I watched the movie with Jessica
I
Simpson
know.
in it, but other than that, no.
Boss Hogg, dude. Some of the people around my age know. You remember the original, the General Lee, John Schneider? Anyway, Boss Hogg. That's Maricopa County, people. They're just dumber.
She's definitely the boss hog. I believe that.
Yeah. So, and the judge is having none of it. He's having none of it. He's down with their 3 lawyers and Doug's. During the trial, this is how corrupt it is. The security guard. Did you see the videos, Chris, that I posted?
Yeah, he's looking at your shit.
He's looking at my stuff on the table. Well,
That's what they're
I'm
doing
not
to me
looking.
too. There's something that goes on with the judicial security in this. It was in the Superior Court, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I go into any Superior Court in Maricopa County, I have one, if not 2, judicial security officers following me around the whole time. And there's definitely some weird shit going on with the judges, the judicial security, and the prosecutor there with that, because yeah, dude, they do the same shit to me. They would come over and try to look at what I've got on the desk. I know they were looking for like a recording device mainly for me, but they were definitely trying to look at my paperwork for sure. Trying to
Yeah.
listen whenever I was talking to my lawyer, they're like standing there trying to listen, you know?
Right. And then you can actually, on the videos, you can actually see the guard. I'm at the podium, so I can't see. I didn't even know he was doing it. But he's at my table, looking at my table, and you can see him on the radio kind of talking like this. There's actually a still image of it. During a break, only people in the courtroom are me and the guy in the galley. His name's the reporter from the Phoenix New Times. I'm talking to him. I didn't even realize it. Guess who's listening into my conversation with my reporter friend? The security guard. There's no reason for security guard to be there other than to listen in. And at the end of the day, I'm watching it. I can see myself leave. Everybody leave. The plaintiff's attorney, guy named Chris Rapp, is still there. And guess who flags him down to have a conversation with him? That same security guard who was eavesdropping on me. It's right
Interesting.
there on the video. They're not even hiding it. Like, the judge or the court staff could have told the guard, hey, buddy, mind your own business. Because I couldn't see. They could see it. But the judge was having none of it. He's down with Rachel Mitchell. He's going to do whatever she wants. And so today I filed a motion to ask him to get a new judge, because the judge, so during the course of the trial, Stout lied about the FBI investigating me. He just made some crap up out of blue. This is how the guy operates. When he gets caught for doing something, he blames somebody else. The judge told me it doesn't matter that he lied. Like, it's irrelevant. He lied under oath. That's irrelevant. He literally said that. I have the video of it posted. It's a long backstory, but he just made something up about the FBI because he's got the FBI in his corner. And then the judge also said, the fact that Rachel Mitchell was using this clown to attack her critics, including me, that's irrelevant. That doesn't matter. And so the dude doesn't care about this judge, doesn't care or doesn't know or doesn't understand. I think he just doesn't care about the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Because when I told the judge, Rachel Mitchell is using him as a proxy to attack me and to retaliate against me, not just me, but reporters. Like he was going after reporters too.
Mm-hmm.
The judge said, well, then get your own injunction. Like, no, I already have my own injunction. It's called the First Amendment.
So you filed a motion for change of judge as a matter of right?
No, it's not a matter of right. You have to do that before the hearing starts. It says for cause.
Oh, it's for cause.
Right. And then I also just want to make this one point too, because I've been talking about Tilden Cats, and before I forget, because this is something that they said. The petition that Stout wrote with Rachel Mitchell, they wrote it together. He said that during the trial. It starts in July, right? It starts in July. He says in July, he's tweeting at me nasty stuff, responding to me. All right. July. He deleted AZJ Paul in February, 5 months before. He said a number of times, under oath, he was not Tilden Cats. He was, but he said he wasn't. Right? So how does he tweet at me in July if he deleted AZJ Paul 5 months beforehand? He doesn't.
That's why he's the puppet. He's not very smart.
He's Tilden Cats.
I know.
Obviously. And he gets to lie under oath, just the stupidest lies, and gets away with it. Why? Because his old lady is going to protect him. And it's not even hidden. It's out in the open. Anybody else does it, you'd be locked up for 20 years.
So what's next? I mean, are they enforcing this injunction?
I don't know. What's next is I'm asking the judge to get a new judge. I'm hoping that the New Times writes about it. I think they might. And the thing that's already paid off though is him admitting to be AZ1 Patriot. That's caused a lot of damage to Rachel Mitchell, because I know for a fact that a lot of Republicans in the state legislature are not happy with it.
Right.
And they've been like, really? This dude tweeted at Gina Godbehair about her shirt being too tight on Mother's Day? What a creepy thing to say.
Just checking her out.
See, I don't think it was Stout. I think it was Mitchell. I think Mitchell was tweeting. I think they both use the same accounts to troll. Stout takes all the heat for it because tweeting that a woman's shirt is too tight is not something a dude would tweet. That's only something a female would tweet at another female to gripe about it. That was Mitchell who tweeted that. I'm pretty sure. Because I don't think Stout would tweet. I don't think any dude would tweet that. And then they tweeted at Abe Hamaday, his toilet's backed up. But anyway, that's caused a lot of damage for them. And now we go back to court on Wednesday, 10 o'clock. I'm hoping with a new judge.
Well, yeah, I definitely hope that the New Times writes about this. I know that the media in Arizona likes to stalk my YouTube channel when it's convenient for them when I'm talking about certain things. So they might be stalking what we're talking about now. ABC 15 watches my channel. AZ Central watches my channel. I mean, most of them, when I was out cop watching a lot, So if you guys are watching, you should pick up this story, because if you don't pick it up, you're just as culpable. You know what I'm saying? You're helping them if you're not spreading this around. Your First Amendment media, I mean, it's supposed to be our job to hold the government accountable. So when they're doing this kind of thing, if you have any kind of audience, you're supposed to spread it around. Arizona media, if you're listening. I caught 12 News lying though, so be careful with them.
I think you're right about that. I just got to tell the folks about the FBI and the bomb threat. So at one point during July or August, whenever, I found another account because I just had plenty of free time by a guy named Paul Stout in Los Angeles, claims to be in Los Angeles. I think it's Mitchell's Paul Stout. And he sends out a tweet to New York about the Trump trial saying, praying for the judge to be electrocuted. So I just do a stupid little tweet saying, hey, by the way, Alvin Bragg, the prosecutor out in New York that Mitchell was having a spat with over an extradition. This dude who's praying for Judge Merchan's electrocution is her fiance. That's it. That's all I do. And I tagged the FBI about it. I think I tagged the FBI. So in the petition, it says when Rachel Mitchell saw that, she freaked out and she called New York to tell them that's not her Paul Stout. Paul Stout, in his phone call with Judge Albrecht to get the restraining order in the first place, this is ex parte, meaning it's just him, says he was terrified and looking over his shoulder, worried that he was going to be arrested for making a bomb threat. Now, why would she be calling New York for a stupid tweet that I sent? And why would he, of all people on the planet, be afraid of being arrested for something he didn't do? Right? He even said, oh, I was making arrangements for my dog. I think that's kind of weird. Like, why would this dude, of all the dudes who could possibly be arrested for making a bomb threat, be afraid? Your old lady is Rachel Mitchell. She's the one who arrests people for doing the wrong stuff. You're not the one who gets arrested, right? I think that's consciousness of guilt because it is him. And then anyway, he says during the course of the hearing, of the ex parte hearing, the phone call with Albrecht, he straight up lies to Judge Albrecht, says that the FBI was investigating me, that there were very much ongoing investigation for having impersonated him as this monkey lover, to making the bomb threat. So he was trying to tell the judge that I had impersonated him to make a bomb threat or electrocution threat to New York and then called him out on it. Total BS. How do I know it's BS? How can I prove it's BS? Because that account that I supposedly was impersonating him was from November of 2022. So for him to have been telling the truth, I would have to be impersonating somebody a year and a half before I even knew they existed. So why would I impersonate somebody I don't even know exists for a year and a half to set
That's
them
a good
up?
point.
Right? Right? So, bro, you're saying that I impersonated you. I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like, I don't know anything about you. But I'm impersonating for you to set you up a year and a half down the road, bro. That's your story, that you're not this guy, is that I did all that. Obviously it's him.
Well,
But
we've all been discovering recently that the people that are willing to lie and manipulate and, do the kind of things that this guy is willing to do aren't the brightest bulbs in the box.
he's going to get away with it. He's going to get everything I just said. He's going to get away with.
Yeah.
And so let me just make this one final point: is during the trial, the plaintiff's the loser lawyer he has, a guy named Rapp, who, by the way, has a very big county contract. He's making a lot of money from the county. But He says that I upset Mitchell's old man, Paul Stout, because I retweeted something that Monkey Lover had tweeted, right? So Stout is saying, this Stout, the plaintiff, is saying that he is not Monkey Lover or Minky Lover, however you say it. That's not him. That's what plaintiff is saying. Rachel Mitchell's boyfriend is saying that. He's not Monkey Lover. But a few months ago, I see a joke that Monkey Lover tweeted about Darth Vader. So if you guys know what retweeting is, it's just you take what somebody else tweeted and you push a button and it kind of feeds it into your own feed. And I just put a caption on there. What is this, a black joke? Question mark. That's all I did. I made no reference to whoever was sending it. His lawyer takes that and says, oh, I insulted the plaintiff because I was saying that he's racist, right? But why would he be offended? You understand the point I'm making, Chris?
Yeah.
Why would he be offended? Like if I retweet what you sent, like if there's some random account that's not yours and I retweet it, are you going to be offended by it, by me saying, oh, is this a black joke? Like, I'm not calling you a racist because it's not you. It's somebody else. But by me saying, what, is this a black joke? Why would he get offended by it if it's not him? Because it is him. Right? It is him. That's the only reason he get offended by it. But but it doesn't matter what the truth is, because in a courtroom, it's not a contest of the truth and the law. It's a contest of power.
Yeah. And in Arizona, if you're not friends with somebody, you're screwed.
I'm not friends with anybody.
It's even better if you're in a relationship with them.
I don't know. See, that's the thing I'm thinking about, man.
Do you think it's like a House of Cards relationship where they're only to you? I'm assuming you've seen House of Cards, right?
Like a beard, right? It's like asexual. It's like asexual.
Well, no, not his sexuality, just that, the two of them don't really like each other. I mean, there's times when they do. I watched the whole first and second season of it, and the relationship was one born of necessity and political drive. You know what I mean? Like, had they not had the political interest to become president and all that kind of shit and advance their political careers, there's no way in fuck those two people would have stayed together. He's like openly cheating on her all the time. She's cheating on him. They know about it, but they're married. And then they even talk about, like, we're going to basically use each other to attain, political status. This kind of just reads like the House of Cards to me.
You know what? If somebody told me that he was gay and so is she, and they're just using each other for, like, not to be alone at dinner parties or something, I don't know, something like that, I wouldn't be surprised. And having said that, though, like, if that's what it is, I don't care. Like, that's none of my business. Like, it really isn't. I don't care what you guys do, but you made it my business by coming after me and trying to punk me.
I'll be honest. I thought that she was, because
Everybody
most of the politicians in Arizona, like, they talk about their wife or their husband or their kids or their grandkids. There's always some family mention, and they do it to play the political part of being a family member and that kind of shit. And I don't think I've ever heard her say anything like that publicly.
That's the thing, bro. That's the thing. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, what's the downside to announcing your devout Christian boyfriend who you're going to marry is this dude? What's the downside?
They don't want. She doesn't want to be associated with his past, maybe.
Right. It could be 20 different things.
Yeah, but we can speculate all night. Yeah.
That's why they're trying to shut me up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they know. Yeah, and then you have the attention of some mainline journalists, and now you've got the what they would consider like underground YouTube journalism.
Right.
They're not happy about the attention that you're getting on this, and the fact that that you're not getting proven wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're hunting for, and it's not happening.
What they're hunting for is to me to back down.
Yeah,
And that's not going to happen. I think they would know that by this point. And I'm not being proven wrong because I'm not wrong.
right.
And it's not like I'm freaking Sherlock Holmes or anything like that. It's just staring me in the face. Why won't you admit who this dude is? Maybe you have a legit reason. Maybe you don't. But I'm going to keep asking. And you found it. And I think what they're trying to do now is to get the judge to issue an order to X. Because just ask yourself, if I did anything wrong to legitimately lose my gun rights, by the way, folks, just lost them. And his only justification for me losing my gun rights was I was in the Marine Corps. That's literally what he told the judge. Because I was in the Marine Corps, I'm dangerous. Like it should be the opposite, because you were in the Marine Corps means that you have gun safety and gun discipline, and you know what a weapon is supposed to be, what it's for.
It's crazy.
But that's why I lost my gun rights, and it's just harassment. But I forget the point I was making.
Well, I think you've got as much out as we know, right? I want to know what the fuck where the records are. That's what I want. So if any other information comes about, let me know, and obviously we'll
Okay.
go live again. When's your next court date for those that maybe they want to show up?
Yeah, Wednesday at 10 a.m. downtown Phoenix.
This
Eastport
Wednesday?
Tower. This Wednesday, 2 days.
Oh shit. Okay, so today is Monday. So this Wednesday, folks, there is a court date if you want to go. That's something else that they don't like, by the way, that I've been meaning to tell you, is if you start posting your court dates publicly and then like on let me know prior, like remind me tomorrow, and then I'll try to post something tonight, but remind me tomorrow for sure, and I'll post something on my community page so people know, like tell me the courtroom and exactly how to get there, so somebody can just walk in and go straight there essentially.
That's right, because what they don't want is exposure. And as soon as they realize there's exposure, things are going to break down for Rachel Mitchell.
Yeah.
And we're going to find out who this dude is. Maybe there's a legit reason for her hiding him. I don't think there is. There's something dark about this couple. Very, very dark about this couple. And it matters because if you guys know anything about the prior county attorney, Adele Allister, or Alistair Adele, her old man was a psychopath with a gun, an alcoholic. Everybody knew it. County attorney's office knew, Rachel Mitchell knew it. The state bar knew all about it. And they used it instead of trying to deal with it like sane people would do. Mitchell used it to get that job, and the state bar helped her. And 2 women died. I'm not even talking about Alistair. I'm talking about the 2 women he met afterwards who shouldn't have died, who should still very much be alive. But the cynicism of these people, of Rachel Mitchell and the state bar, cost 2 women their lives. And I think it could happen again. I do. I really, really do. So anyway, that's my pitch.
Yeah, folks, follow him on X, subscribe. I'll post some links in the description of this video so you can find his media outlets easier, and then I'll post the court dates as he wants, and hopefully some of you that can show up will show up, because let me tell you right now, they absolutely hate it when people show up in the courtroom to support people. I'm telling you that from experience. You can see them squirm a little bit when there's a presence of support for somebody that they're going after. Yeah. You have any Excuse me. Anything in closing that you would like to add?
Vote. If you live in Maricopa County, live in Arizona, vote no on every single judge. Just go down the line. No, 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 no. And vote against Rachel Mitchell. Tamika Wooten is her opponent. Vote for her.
And
But
I will
vote no
second
against
that.
every judge.
I will second that. I don't even encourage voting, but in this instance, absolutely agree with not voting for Rachel Mitchell and voting no on every judge, because my experience with every judge is will mirror what Vlad has experienced as a lawyer, if in the grand scheme of things, that they're fucking corrupt at the end of the day.
It's a racket.
It's a fucking racket in Arizona. Now, we got to be clear that we're talking about Arizona. Things are different in other states, rules and shit. In Arizona, Maricopa County, these judges are absolutely correct. You guys have been hearing me say this shit for years. I mean, now you have the perspective of a lawyer that's been in the system for 22 years. You know what I'm saying? So take it with a grain of salt. I'll post the links, and we will go live with more updates as they come, folks. I appreciate you coming. Have a good
Right
day.
on, Chris.